Thank you for your interest in the JPMC Workers Alliance, the premier labor organization, indeed the only labor organization composed of, by, and for active employees of the nation's largest bank. Who are we? We are community. We are action. We are support. We are employees of JP Morgan Chase across the country, across the world, and in all kinds of positions. We are paper pushers, we are software developers, private bankers, and everything else in between that makes the corporation function. We are coming together, both in person and online, to make life better for workers at the bank, to shift the balance of power in the labor market, to be valued properly as partners in the quest to make JPMC both the best financial institution and the best place to work. We are also a recognized nonprofit 501c5 incorporated in the state of Ohio. As such, we are not taxed, but donations are not tax deductible. Also, as of this recording, most of us are in the United States. To keep things simple, I'll present from that perspective. We do have members in England, Scotland, India, and elsewhere organizing locally within each of their respective legal frameworks. What's our plan, broadly? We believe that concerted action and collective bargaining are the best way to get and use the kind of leverage that will result in lasting improvements for workers. To build and to keep this worker power, we learn, teach, and exercise our rights under the National Labor Relations Act of 1935 and other worker protection laws as they apply. We also teach the skills that keep our members safe. There's a lot you can do, but you should also know where the lines are so that you don't run into trouble. The company seems to be following their obligations under the labor laws. We should seem to do the same. The other major component of our plan is wide awareness. That benefits on three fronts. As more JPMC workers see that we exist and that we persist, that will break down fears and increase participation. 2. The very existence of a labor force organized under its own democracy and dedicated to mutual aid and protection by itself changes the balance of power. The fact that we continue to exist and occasionally demonstrate solidarity makes the company less inclined to make the kinds of policy decisions that make employees unhappy. The more people we can rightly claim as members or allies, the stronger that effect will be. And third, visibility beyond the company, to the public, to the media, and to regulators, limits the company's ability to act improperly without damaging its own reputation. Since trust is at the very core of banking, this is a powerful tool in our arsenal. All right, what's our plan specifically? We recognize that every job, every office, every department or team has its own set of problems and obstacles. That's why it's important to make friends with your colleagues, both within and across teams. Only then can critical masses begin to form. To make progress, we must connect problems with solutions. That's why we talk amongst ourselves what's right and wrong in the workplace. Small problems we can often solve quickly. A bit of knowledge or a well-crafted report to a regulatory agency like OSHA or the EEOC. But larger problems require more time, more coordination, creativity, and cooperation. The very largest problem of all is the company's ability to change the terms of our employment on a whim and pit us against each other to take it or leave. Indeed, an instance like this formed the basis of our foundation in January of 2025, the rest of which is another video. Anyway, the solution to that problem is a union contract spelling out what's expected in legally binding black and white. That is the point of collective bargaining. We will not and we cannot get there all at once. The trick is to define collective bargaining units. Those are meaningfully bounded groups of workers, coordinated enough to have an impact, and therefore to have leverage in their solidarity, but small enough to get organized and win legal recognition. We are also in a friendly competition with the members of the Wells Fargo Workers United to score union wins. So far, they have more points, so let's take that title back. All right, how? What's next? Well, naturally, I hope you'll take your next step and get involved. If you're watching this, the first step is to join our Discord server to make connections with colleagues of like mind. If you're not familiar, Discord is an internet chat system designed to support communities of all sizes. It runs on your cell phone, it runs on the browser, and there's a desktop client. It offers a good mix of features and an appropriate security model. Think of it as like Teams and Zoom mashed together, but with a community mindset. We'll drop links in the description of our website, our specific Discord community, and the Discord help page. Once you're in the community, it's important that you actually participate. If people don't seem to be talking about what matters to you, then by all means, bring it up. We'd like to talk. Soon, we'd like to get you trained on how to organize your local work center. We are a non-traditional campaign operating in non-traditional territory. Although finance has been unionized for most of living memory in much of the world, we are making complete history in the United States. As such, there is a lot we're figuring out as we go. We need you to keep communicating results and sharing lessons learned. Finally, remember our core values: community, action, support. A union is a community that takes action in support of its members and those who might join. There is no reward greater than the result of your own efforts to build such a community. I look forward to being part of that community with you.